Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Respected brothers and sisters, one thing I'm going to do, inshallah ta'ala, I'm going to try to show you how surah to mulk and surah to sajdah, how they are linked together, and why these two surahs are they're so valuable. But Habibullah alayhi salatu salam said that we should recite these at night. These two surahs are very amazing. And one of the things that they have, this is so beautiful. Habibullah alayhi salatu salam let us know that these are the protection shit in the grave. Now, there was one Sahaba that when he was in the grave, and the Sahabas built a tent one time over this grave, and they didn't know actually that there was a grave. Because we know in Islam, it's the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ not to walk on top of people's graves. Even the non-Muslim, we don't walk on top of the graves, we go around them. Now, but the Sahaba anhum, one Sahaba didn't know that there was actually a body that was in his grave. So he put a tent over this area, and he would hear Alif Lam Mim Tanzilul Kitabu La Rayba Fihi Min Rabbil Alameen. He would hear this. He said, what is that? So he went back to Habibullah alayhi salatu salam, and he said it to Habibullah alayhi salatu salam what he was hearing. And then the Prophet ﷺ confirmed that this man was reciting surah to sajdah. Habibullah alayhi salatu salam let us know that this surah wraps around the person like a wing and protects the person from the punishment of the grave. Now, it's a very fascinating surah. That we know that this surah deals with, explain what has happened beyond the samawat and what's happened in the samawat, what's happened in the realm of the malaika and what is above that realm. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us surah to mulk that deals with something that's happening in the realm but what's happening below. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in surah to mulk, تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. Now, what's so fascinating about this? Blessed is the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As we know that Allah azza wa jalla is Mubarak. He's the one who is blessed. But he said, تبارك الذي, that this is emphatic, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is extremely the one who that what radiates from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is the one who is blessed it. And he does the blessing. Now, but the word barakah is also connected to the word birk. In birk in Arabic, barakah. Birk in Arabic is what? Is a dam, is something that holds water. So if, for an example, if it keep raining and keep raining and keep raining, keep raining, keep raining, this dam never floods. So the Arab look at the water as something that is filled with extreme blessing. Because you're in the desert, so when it rains, what they do, they go in the rain, they start dancing because they know that water that coming from the sky is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now Allah said, blessed is Allah in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the whole dominion is in the hands of Allah azza wa jalla. So check this out. So now we look at the hadith of Habibullah alayhi salatu salam. He said that the first heaven compared to the second heaven is like you throw a ring in the desert. He said, but they're 500 years in distance, in width, yes, and in length, to the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth, to the sixth, to the seventh. He said, all of them are like small rings in the desert compared to the next, to the next, to the next, all the way. And all of these things fits in the kursi. Allah said, what's the kursi? Husmawati walard. All of these fits in the kursi like what? Like small little pieces. In the courtesy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Habibullah alayhi salatu salam, he said, the courtesy of Allah azza wa jalla compared to the arsh is like you throw a ring in the desert. Now when we look at some of the tafsir, they said that the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a very beautiful thing. The arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has 70,000 pillars. And the Sahaba anhum said those pillars, that arsh is created from what? A ruby. So something we cannot even comprehend. And then you have the veils of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the veils of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, over 70,000, some say 70,000 veils that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did he have. He had thousands of veils of water, thousands of veils of fire, thousands of veils of black pearls, thousands of veils of silver, thousands of veils of red pearls, thousands of veils of of black pearls, thousands of veils of gold, thousands of veils of silver, thousands of veils of dirt, thousands of veils of fire, and thousands of veils what men cannot understand, beyond comprehension. And still Jibreel alayhi salatu let us know that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said if he was to get close to any of the veils of Allah, he would disintegrate all the way to the tip of his wings. So this is amazing. Now Habibullah alayhi salatu when he said the Emporium, he says like you throw another ring in the desert. And you have these huge malaika that hold the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on their head. But it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who holds them in his hand. Habibullah alayhi salatu salam said, all of this fits in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like a mustard seed in one of your hands. It's amazing. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is qadirun. This means that it's like an action that when he does something with blessing and he does something according to his power. Because Allah is all powerful. But you know what's amazing about it? When you look at Nadam al-Quran, the word Nadam is like pearls that match each other like on a string. The first ayat is cohesive with the second. It was cohesive with the last ayat. Look at it. Allah said, قَالَ رَأَيْتُمُ إِنْ أَصْبَحَ مَاؤُكُمْ غَوْرًا فَمَنْ يَأْتِيكُمْ بِمَاءٍ مَّعِينٍ. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was to cause the earth to gargle the water, to gargle the water, you hear the sound like something's gargling, to gargle the water, what would happen? Who would be able to give you another one? Because water is something that is blessed, right? The Arab love the water. If Allah was to cause the earth to just gargle the water was to sink into the earth, who would give you another one? And he used the word, this ni'mah, clear ni'mah. Who would be able to give you crystal clear, blessed water? What's amazing, Buruk is connected to the word concerning water, and Allah talks about water in the last ayat of Surah Mulk. So dear respective brothers, brothers and sisters, we will go over Surah Mulk and Surah Sajdah and show that how they are cohesive, how they are all together. So reason why Habibullah alayhi salatu salam wants us to recite these surahs at night, because they are a protection shield, dear respective brothers and sisters. So inshallah ta'ala, please be patient with me. We will go over those. And on Thursdays, I will teach on the salawat on Habibullah alayhi salatu salam. So be patient with me. Support the channel if you can, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward every last one of you, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.